Alright, hello and welcome back. Alright, so we have a couple of specific tasks that we want to complete in this video before we really get started with the meat of the adventure. One of the tasks we were hoping to complete was collecting one more bomb to round out our complement there, so that was perfect. So everything we've done so far is what I essentially consider to be the beginning of the game. From here on out, things get a lot more difficult. Compared to what we've done so far. I'm going to show off just a couple of things here as we go across. There's faster ways to do what I'm planning on doing, but there's another fairy fountain right here, close to the middle of the map. There's also a set of shortcuts right here that we can use after getting the power bracelet. The power bracelet, well, it's really just called the bracelet, but most people call it the power bracelet. Allows us to move 4 certain stones throughout the map, which open up these shortcuts. Now this would be a particularly good time to use the shortcut, but I want to show something else off, so we're not going to make use of it. We're going to go this way instead. Rupees right now are useless to us because our inventory of rupees is full. Our money bag, as it were, at least in the later games. But we're just going to move down here, and we're going to collect 2 items that I believe I mentioned last time around. The first one we can get in a number of locations that I'll show off later, but this is the easiest one. So this is the old woman that the man told us to show the note to. And as I mentioned before, we can purchase the Water of Life. We don't need to get it when we could get heart containers instead. The blue one can be used once to fully restore your health. The red one can be used twice. If you use the red one once, it essentially turns into the blue one. And then at any point in time, if you want, you can come in and buy a blue one, and they'll combine in your inventory to a red one, which I think is a nice little feature. Anyway, we will take that. We're going to immediately unequip that so we don't accidentally use it. And then, while we're over here, we're going to head north to where we purchased the blue ring. And we're just going to grab this, essentially the last purchasable item that we haven't gotten so far. Let's see if I can steal a heart, since I am yet again being very not protective of my health. And that last item is the meat. Now, the meat is an item that you absolutely need to get in the game. However, it also is an item that you can use multiple times to essentially attract certain enemies, kind of like a monster bait. I don't ever use it that way. There's not a problem with it. I'm just honestly too lazy. But it is kind of a nice little addition. The thing we actually need it for, we'll find out in the next video. Anyway, for the time being, we are going to go spend some money that we don't actually need to spend. It's information that, A, I don't need to find out because I already know it, and B, there are multiple ways to bypass this particular puzzle. So you don't have to go this way by any means, but just to show it off. I'm just kind of killing these guys for fun. It's not really necessary. If we go in this door right here, I mentioned this one earlier, you don't need to pay the 50. You just need to pay 30. If you pay 10, she'll say it's not enough. Go north, west, south, and west to the forest of Maze. Sure. Alright, so the maze she is talking about is just north of here. We actually poked our heads in briefly, although we didn't realize it was a maze. So if you walk out this way, you'll leave the maze. Any other direction, you'll stay in the maze. So, what she told us to do, why don't we just get rid of these guys so we don't have to keep seeing them every time we walk on screen. She said north, west, south, and then west again. And that will put us out of the maze and onto the other side of the map, which is nice. But I will show you in a moment that we didn't really need to do that. Let's just kill these guys, because why not? Sometimes it's just fun. Hopefully they give us something cool. They aren't. It's very rude of them. Now, if you remember, we were told to speak to the old man at the grave. And this, of course, is a graveyard. So, you might think that we might find someone here to speak to, and you're somewhat correct. We also have a fun way to kind of farm money. Let's see, hopefully I didn't lose him. So only one of those ghosts is one that you can hit. The others are all essentially immune to damage, but they all die when you kill the main ghost. And you'll always get at least one 5-piece rupee here. 3, 4, it takes 5 hits to kill them, and each time you touch one of these graves, one of the ghosts come out. Eventually you hit a maximum amount and they stop coming out. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I wish I didn't get hit. I think it is, yeah, beautiful. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Did not see a 5-piece rupee in there. So I'm not going to do that anymore. It's just kind of an interesting and potentially useful thing if you want to farm some rupees. However, we do want to move this grave out of the way, because we now have 12 heart containers, and thus we can pick up this, I believe it's in this game called the Magic Sword, but it is essentially the precursor to what we will know as the Master Sword in the future games. And this is the strongest sword in the game, so where that white sword took 5 hits to kill, this only takes 3 hits to kill these ghosts. And with that, we are ready to move on to the next dungeon. Now, technically, the next dungeon is Dungeon 5, but we are over on this side of the map, so let's just deal with Dungeon 6 right now. I'll also tell you a little kind of interesting tidbit about this game. So the way it works is that if you kill any enemies on the screen, they stay dead. Unless you kill every single enemy on the screen. If you kill all but one, then they'll just forever stay dead until essentially the game resets. So sometimes it's smart to just leave one guy, one random enemy alive, just so you don't have to deal with it later. Alright, now we have some Wizrobes here. You actually can't be harmed in the doorway. You also can't harm anything else, but it's just kind of a thing you can do if you want to stay safe as you enter a room. Just kind of stand there. Alright, so we got a key. It doesn't really matter where we go. Let's go up first. Aim at the eyes of Goma. Okay, keep that in mind. Alright, let's head this way. And lights will turn back on. We can go out this direction. Some more Wizrobes. When it's just the orange ones, they're pretty easy to deal with. Things get a little more complicated when they're brothers or cousins or whatever you want to call them. The blue Wizrobes enter the scene. Grab the compass here. I should really get... Let's grab this here. It's much easier to deal with the bats when you have the boomerang out, which is the, as I think I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, the unfortunate piece of not having it earlier. Now, these blue Wizrobes, like I said, are much more frustrating to deal with, but there is kind of one interesting hack in terms of dealing with them, and that is that they don't really see you. They're similar to the ropes, the snake enemies, where they don't really see you appropriately if you're not standing in the middle. Like, if you're in between two squares, they don't tend to really attack you or track you the same way. So if you try to stay kind of in between the squares, then they'll have a tough time attacking you. It's kind of a little way of dealing with them a little easier. Many people will argue that you should deal with the blue ones first because they're more dangerous. I personally disagree. I think it's easier to remove the orange ones first. It's not a guarantee or anything. It's personally what I think is easier. Here's the second time we have to deal with this guy, and now it has 3 heads, which I think is very rude. This is just... I actually did reasonably well last time, but now I am showing my true colors, which is that I just don't do very well against this guy. I don't exactly know why. But, alright, taken care of. We shall move on. The likes, of course, we talked about before. And, of course, the bubbles, which aren't actually a problem, but are an annoyance and slow things down. Here's our map. So we can see the general layout, although this dungeon is a little more complex than it maybe appears to be on the surface. So let's go north first. You can see they're really not attacking me in the way you might expect while I'm in the middle of this row. Ooh, that's nice. But the Wizrobe enemies, both blue and orange, do a pretty good chunk of damage. Let's go up here. Oh, yeah, good. I had a second where I was thinking I went the wrong way. So this is the magic wand. It is a pretty interesting item. Probably I underuse it. But let's see. We'll head back up here. And now we can depart. Let's go... Yeah, let's go south this time. I actually forget which way I want to go. There we go. Always nice to grab one of the stopwatches when dealing with the Wizrobes. Let's get this out. Alright. Come down here. Oops. So what's nice is that now that we have the magic sword, these guys won't blow up into bats when you hit them. They'll actually die, which made me using that... what did I do? Me using that candle to kill them particularly foolish. Alright, let's wait until we get our ability to attack back. Alright, let's try to stay right in the middle and take care of this guy. And now I'm just gonna make use of this, because why not? Why have it if I'm not gonna use it? That's a little bit shriller than I remember it being. Alright, let's go back to this. Alright, and now we can deal with the likes at our discretion. There we go. And we'll push here, open this up. And you know what? I actually think I wanted to go the other way first. It probably doesn't matter, really. I just want to show everything off. Yeah, I probably did. Well, it's fine. It's not that big of a problem. Can stun the like. You can't use your sword after being hit by the bubbles, but you can use your boomerang and the other items. So that can protect you a good amount when you're dealing with the bubbles. And by extension, what other enemies in the area. Oh, I thought I timed that well. No, it's alright. boss is actually in the other direction, but let's come down here and kind of complete things. And I actually need those bombs, so we're good. Oops. Yeah, you'll find that when these blue guys are kind of like flying like that, they'll get caught, essentially. Which oftentimes you can use to your advantage. I did a bad job of that right there, but yeah, let's pop over. All these guys should stay dead. Let's just go back and take a look at the stuff that I missed by advancing a little too early. Won't take much time at all. The bat should come back, the keys, but that's fine. Not a problem. Well, maybe not a problem. Right. And I believe these guys came back because they were killed not by the sword, but by the fire and being broken up into keys, which is why they came back. But that just gives me a chance to actually kill them, so I don't mind. Alright, we already killed these guys, we don't have to kill them again, that's fine. So here is what we were missing before. A room full of 4 orange, I definitely don't mind dealing with, because, as I said before, when the orange are by themselves, they really just aren't that big of a deal. Compared to the blue, which do, you know, so much damage and are so much harder to kill. Oh, I didn't realize I got hit by that bubble. Good lord. I'm gonna end up needing to use a second potion. Normally, I really don't ever need them until... Occasionally I'll have to pop one in either Castle 7 or 8, but in reality I usually don't ever need them until Ganon's Castle. Well, Ganon's Castle. It's not really much of a castle, but... Ah yes, there we are. There are secrets where fairies don't live. So this is the a hint about how to find the 7th level, which admittedly is a very difficult thing to figure out if you don't already know where they are. And this... Alright. I don't think there's anything in here, from what I remember. I think we just come in and out, but I've been wrong before. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, good, we killed him fast enough. So, we still have our magic shield. The like-likes don't immediately destroy it, which is nice. You have a little buffer time. These Wid's robes should be alive again, so hopefully we can just kind of sneak through. Beautiful. Oh, I guess they are coming back. Whatever. These guys are easy enough to deal with now. Now that they, now that we have the magic sword. Alright, and then we can just push this and head back over. Good. Alright. And I don't know if you've noticed yet, I haven't said anything about it, but you can hear, anytime you're in a room next to where the boss is, you can hear that heavy breathing, which I think is kind of an interesting feature. So we were told to aim for the eyes of Goma, and this is when we finally need the bow and arrow. I think when we collected the bow, I said we didn't need to fill the 5th level, which I was mistaken about. It's the 6th level that has Goma, and all we have to do is wait until Goma opens its eye, and fire an arrow. Fire an arrow in there. which in reality is pretty easy. You just have to time it. There we go. It's just one shot, win and you're in, and that's it. So we will come here, we'll collect this piece of the Triforce, and we will leave the 6th level to now head over to the 5th level, for as much sense as that makes, but we haven't really been doing anything in order yet, so why start now? Alright. Can show off the... Ooh, wow, that was... whatever. Show off just another one of the teleporting areas that I mentioned before. If you push this rock, that opens another one of these transport stations. Come up here. But if we just head over... yeah, I suppose we could have taken it over, actually. You know what? Let's do that. Yeah, alright, fine. Just for the sake of showing it off. It's not really going to be helpful in this instance, but why not, right? Now I do have trouble remembering which one's which. I think the middle road should be where we want to go. Nope. So this is right by the beginning. The good thing is, I mean, if you mess it up, you just go right back in. Let's try middle again. Alright. Let's not try middle this time. Wow. Alright. Of the 4 that exist, we've gone to the 3 that we don't want. Alright, let's just pick this one. I would love to calculate the odds of getting this wrong this many times in a row. Oh, there's only one left, so this should be right. There we go. Only took 47 tries. Alright, so when we talked to the woman, she told us to go up, 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 which is what we were going to do. Although actually she said to go up, up. But you actually have to go up a 3rd time, which I think is a little rude of her. She probably should have told us to go up the additional time, but that's fine. Anyway, this guy comes out. That's fine. We'll take care of him and then pop into level 5. So, let's get started here. These enemies can be killed in other ways, but the easiest way to kill them is with the bow and arrow. However, you may have noticed that every time you use the bow and arrow, it actually costs 1 rupee. You essentially use your rupees as arrows, so I don't like to use it too much, although those enemies do have a reasonably strong tendency, I have found, to drop rupees themselves. So it's generally not that bad of an investment. Now, there are a number of bombable walls in this place that I need to remember, as I have a tendency to forget, but we should have a chance to make up for that regardless. I think I want to do this next one as well, which we'll do before we kill these guys, because as you can see inside that mummy over there is a refill on bombs, so should make use of this before we waste that guy. In fact, why don't we leave him for now, just in case we use any more. I believe there's some, yeah, blue dark nuts in here, so let's get our bombs out, and I'm not going to use them if I don't have to, particularly since we have the magic sword. It only takes 2 hits, so they're not that hard. Just a little bit stronger than the orange ones were. It's another part of the reason why I prefer to do level 6 before level 5, just because level 6 is right next to where you get the magic sword, so it's just easier to collect it over there. There we go. Let's head down this stairway. And when we come out here, Let's see, I don't remember. Let's just go south first, although actually I think west is where I want to go, but I'm in no rush. Yeah, these are definitely the two dungeons that I remember the least. Usually once I get the map, it comes back to me. I just pretty sure there's an area that we want to bomb that I just am not recalling just yet. Let's take care of these guys. Alright. Just kind of hoping someone turns in the right direction, as opposed to directly at me. There we go. Alright. Like I said, these guys, they're not easy to deal with, but so long as you just stay a little bit patient, you can usually, you know, avoid having them just completely trap you in any location. And bombs do work very well on them. I try not to waste them if I can avoid it, just because I don't want to have to go chasing them down and ever, you know, find myself in a situation where I don't have bombs. But it's a very useful way to help yourself in a pinch. Alright, here we have the I think magic whistle. I forget if it's a whistle or a flute. This has a few different uses in the game. Its most important function is A, in this dungeon to defeat the boss, and B, in order to allow us to get into, you know what, I'm going to try this wall and the wall below, because I think one of these guys opens. Alright. And I think this is a room I really want to be in. There we go. I bet you'd like to have more bombs. I would bet that you are correct. Yes, so previously, a maximum number of bombs you could carry was 8. That is now increased to 12, which is a very handy addition. So you want to make sure that you have 100 rupees when you go into this dungeon. Alright. And back around here, I'm not going to deal with these guys a second time. Just wait till they clear out of the way. There we go. And sure, I'm going to just kill this guy, it's fine. Oh, that's right, that door only opens from above, which is not an issue. We can kill these guys again, that's easy enough. Let's go this way first. Dig Dogger hates certain kinds of sound. So that's what I was talking about with the whistle that we just got and how it is needed to defeat the boss of this level. Yes. Let's see if I can have a little better luck of doing what I was trying to do before. Nope. There we go, yeah. So if you catch it with smoke, then you can hit it with your sword and automatically get some bombs. There you go. We can leave that other one for... no, let's kill it. That's fine. Alright, and then we can leave those for right now. And if we go down in this room, we'll get back to where we were before, where the mummies were. So let's not bother doing that. It's not worth our time. Let's go this way first. Get out our candle. And take care of these slime balls. Now at this point, there's very little use for money. There's one other time when we are absolutely going to want to have 100 rupees. Other than that, if you feel like purchasing meat after you use it in the next dungeon, that's fine. And beyond that, really, the only thing you need is for money for is to buy potions. Outside of that, there's really no value to them. Clearly, I should have gone up and used this key before to collect the map, but it's all right. Not a lot of time lost. So yeah, at this point, you can kind of use your money somewhat with abandon. You just need to have enough to be able to spend 100 in the next dungeon and be able to purchase the potions if you want. Alright, so let's make sure we've taken care of everything here. We have. Sure, let's kill these guys. Why not? There we go. And we get our compass. It shows us where the boss is going to be. Take out our bow and arrow to be able to deal with these little bunny ears. And we can take care of that guy. Just north of here was the room that had the bombs. Wow, that was poorly done. Alright, and we are just about finished here. Just have a couple more things to do in this video, and then we'll... There we go. You can take out more than one with each arrow, which is nice. Wow. There we go. But I do want to drop a bomb right here. And head up north. We have another gentleman here. Secret power is said to be in the arrow. Secret power is said to be in the arrow. I wonder what that could mean. And in truth, there is... I would say that's a very difficult one to decipher. I don't know if many people would... Actually, you know what? Let's get this out first. It's just kind of a way of potentially making this guy easier to deal with. It's not extremely easy, but it's not extremely difficult either. You just try to drop a bomb directly on top of this guy, and let's see. Then you take out our whistle, blow that quickly. So this guy, like we heard, does not like certain types of sound. Missed it a little bit, but yeah, you can potentially just completely kill it with that one bomb. Now this is a little weird, where they have this one kind of random room down below the boss, and I don't know why. It doesn't seem to serve much of a legitimate purpose. It would make more sense in level 5 with Goma if you don't have any rupees and you need to try and farm some in order to fight. So I don't know why this is here, but it is, and we can kill some zombies and then mummies, and then move up and collect this 6th piece of the Triforce. Woo! Alright, so let's step out, kill this guy, and then we will end things here. And when we come back, we're going to take care of the next level. We'll actually probably do 7 and 8 next time. But till then, see ya!